I froze in the doorway of my abandoned mountain house. The bass thumping through the floorboards, rattling the windows, felt like the whole place was trying to shake me loose. Picture it. I'm standing there, jaw open, boots barely inside, while 200 strangers glow sticks, winter coats, the works are chanting, chug, chug, chug. And some lady in a sparkly jacket is stomping up and down my kitchen counter, waving a champagne bottle like she just won the Super Bowl. You ever see something so nuts you wonder if you're dreaming? Yeah, that was me right then. Before I could even think about saying a word, this drunk guy barrels into me, spills his drink halfway down his shirt, screams, "Welcome to the HOA Spring Bash," and then proceeds to faceplant straight into my drywall. That's when it hit me. Both barrels won. I left this house alone for 2 years, thinking about renovations, not ragers. 2, apparently someone decided my property was now the neighborhood community center. The smell, grilled meat, spilled beer, pine needles hits me hard. My boots crunch over plastic cups and those glow bracelets you always regret buying. And for a split second, I think I walked into the wrong house. But nope, there's my old initials carved above the fireplace. This chaos. All mine. Then, because why not, a woman in a neon green scarf storms up, starts demanding wristbands for my guests. Like lady, I am the guest. When I tell her this is my house, her jaw drops so fast she nearly swallows her gum. She tries to play it off with a laugh, but that dies pretty quick when I pull out my keys and unlock a side cabinet only the real owner would know about. She goes pale, starts yelling about a code red homeowner return like I'm the intruder. Before I can even breathe, 3 HOA board members swarm me, talking over each other, telling me this is approved community space, that the last owner let them use it as a lodge every weekend. I point out the previous owner passed away, and I bought the place from the bank. Their excuses vanish quicker than spilled beer in July. One tall guy with a sunburned nose tries to argue that once a space is used by the community, it becomes a shared asset. At this point, I'm thinking no wonder people say this HOA is nuts. People are laughing, roasting marshmallows in my stone fireplace, sliding around on my polished floors in their socks. Teenagers set up a full DJ booth on my dining table using extension cords from the garage, my garage. I pushed through the crowd toward the back window. Had dreams of building a reading nook there someday, and I find 2 guys sitting on the sill playing cards on my folder of renovation plans, greasy fingerprints all over it. My chest tightens. Somewhere in the living room, a guy's shouting about a missing karaoke mic, and someone's halfway into my fridge looking for more beer like I stocked it just for them. I'm walking through my own house feeling like the world's dumbest ghost, and I can't spot a single person sober enough to explain how the HOA managed to throw a full-blown festival in a half-gutted, half-powered mountain home. Then I see her, the woman in the red coat, barking into a walkie-talkie like a general at war. She's got that self-appointed confidence like she runs this place. When she spots me, I see annoyance, then fake politeness. "You must be lost," she says, but it sounds like a command. I tell her, "Nope, I'm the owner," and her face goes gray before she recovers with a shaky laugh. "HOA bylaws say we can use abandoned properties." "Yeah, right," I reply. "Buying a house isn't the same as donating it to the block for party time." She stiffens and demands proof of ownership like I'm the scammer here. I pull up the deed and tax records on my phone, all with my name. Her smile crumbles. "Well, this is awkward," she mutters, then tries blaming her assistant, the DJ, the neighbors, the universe. I look over and someone's trying to drag my old recliner out to the porch. I yell and he runs off like a deer. The red coat lady grabs her walkie, orders an immediate evacuation. The room explodes in groans and complaints, some folks saying they just got here, others demanding a refund, a few wailing that the mountain house has always been the best party spot. That always makes my eye twitch. Sounds like they've been using this house as party central for years, long before I ever showed up. The exit is chaos. People trip over the DJ cords, Music cuts off the house, falls into weird silence. I watch them pour off the porch down the rocky trail, neon bracelets glowing like some bizarre migration. Red coat hangs back, wringing her hands, mumbling about tradition and community spirit. I stop her with a hand. We'll talk tomorrow when neither of us is standing in a crime scene. She leaves finally, and the quiet settles, broken only by the hum of my generator outside. Standing there in the mess, sticky floors, dented walls, the stench of cheap beer, I feel something boiling in me. I came to start a renovation, not referee a circus. I pick up a plastic cup and right then promise myself whatever the HOA thinks they own, tonight's the last time 200 strangers crash my mountain house. Next morning, sunlight creeps through the blinds and I'm sprawled on the old couch, still smelling beer in the wood. The silence is suspicious, like the house is waiting for the next invasion. As I clean up, I spot neighbors in hiking gear laughing, pointing at my porch, reliving the fun. My blood's boiling, but instead of yelling, I head into town for answers, a few supplies, maybe even an explanation. As I hit the trail, laminated poster catches my eye. Annual spring bash at the lodge with a photo of my house like it's an Airbnb. I rip it down, shove it in my pocket for evidence. The town's got this peaceful look, wooden storefronts, metal roof diners, folks on porches. But the calm is fake. Everyone seems to know who I am and why I'm ticked. At the Pine Spoon Cafe, the waitress spots me. "You must be the new owner of the party house." I tell her it's not a party house, and she looks relieved. She spills it. The HOA used my house for community events for nearly a decade after the old owner got sick, figured the tradition would just keep going when he passed. She leans in, tells me the HOA here is famous for bending rules, and that if I want to keep my house, I'd better stand my ground. With fresh coffee courage, I head for the HOA office, little cabin by the town hall, 3 cars out front with HOA board plaques on the dash. I step inside, pine cleaner and stale coffee hitting my nose. Photos of smiling neighbors at events line the walls. Sure enough, there's one at my house with party tables and a bonfire I never built. The front desk lady freezes when she sees me. "Oh, you must be him." I say I need the person in charge of last night's event. Out comes the red coat woman clutching folders, trying to act unbothered. She leads me to a meeting room. 2 other board members are already there, looking like kids caught with stolen cookies. I slap the party poster on the table and calmly lay it out. My house isn't community property, a public venue, or a party lodge. You're not entitled to keep using it. They start their spiel about values and culture, but I cut them off. Did you break into my property and throw a 200-person bash without permission? Dead silence, except for the wall clock ticking. The sunburned guy says the house was never really locked, that my absence meant ownership was irrelevant. I show them photos of the mess, broken wall, ruined plans, trash everywhere. If this ever happens again, I'll sue so fast you'll feel it in your HOA budget. The sunburned man gulps. Red coat suggests they rent the house, offer maintenance money, community involvement. I actually laugh out loud. The only compromise is you leave my property alone. They agree to notify everyone, though I'm not convinced it's over. Hiking back up, neighbors are eyeing me, some expectant, some wary. Up at the house, fresh footprints near the back door. My stomach knots. I go inside, find the place empty but a window's open, and on the guest bed, a stack of flyers for a new HOA event at my house. I'm gripping these, wondering if the board broke their word or if someone else is hell-bent on keeping tradition. That's when it hits me. They're not just entitled, they're organized, bold, and they're not done. Outside, poking around, I find a spare key under some pine needles, a copy of my own key that I never made. The realization slaps me. They've been sneaking in for years, treating my place like a clubhouse. I call a locksmith and demand every lock change, doors, windows, the works. He shows up, takes one look at the pile of community junk from my attic, folding tables, old speakers, community games box, and says, "Let me guess. HOA trouble. He gets to work. 2 neighbors pass by glaring at the locksmith's truck like I parked a tank on their lawn. I hear the words paranoia and overreaction. If they'd come home to this circus, they'd have burned the town down. When the locksmith leaves, I find a folded note under my truck's wiper. You changing locks will not change tradition. The community decides the lodge. Community is underlined 3 times. I start documenting everything: photos, timestamps, voice memos. That night I spot a silhouette by the trees, someone watching, not hiding. When I call out, they melt into the forest. I lock every bolt, sit in the dark living room with a cold feeling curling inside me. It's clear they're not stopping. Next morning, as I write a letter to the board threatening legal action, a young man comes by, nervous, early 20s. He warns me the HOA leaders, especially Redcoat, have rallied the community for years by turning the lodge into sacred ground. Now anyone who challenges them is the enemy. He says they're digging into old files, desperate to find a loophole to oust me, and that the board's spinning tales that I'm selfish, destroying tradition. I thank him, head to the county records office, a dusty back room with creaky cabinets. The clerk sighs, "Oh, those folks again. Every deed and permit shows my exclusive ownership, no community rights. I even find an old community lodge proposal from the HOA denied by the county. They knew they had no claim, just counted on nobody challenging them." Back outside, 3 board members are waiting. Redcoat steps forward, announces to the whole street that snooping won't change anything. She hisses. People disappear from mountains all the time. I stare her down till she backs off. The drive home feels like a suspense movie. That night, cars appear along the trail, neighbors, not board members this time. They come to apologize, admit they were misled, offer to help clean up and fix the house. Before I can reply, Redcoat rolls in, furious, accusing them of betrayal. For the first time, I see neighbors push back, arguing that she's the problem, that forced unity isn't unity at all. Tension crackles, voices rise. The group splits, some leave, some stay. It's clear the HOA's hold is slipping. The Redcoat woman screams at me, blaming me for turning the town against itself, vowing the lodge will always be theirs. As her supporters drag her away, the remaining neighbors look embarrassed but promise help. Next morning, the HOA tries a new move, sends a building inspector with a bogus complaint about my house being unfit. The inspector checks everything, finds it's fine, and warns me the HOA pulls this stunt when threatened. I add it to my evidence pile. Neighbors arrive with tools. Together, we patch up the damage, though they keep glancing down the trail, scared of being seen. Then we find survey stakes along my property line, tagged HLZ Land Reclamation Zone. The HOA's not done. They're gearing up for a land grab, trying to draw new boundaries. I photograph every stake, pull them all out. That evening, the young man returns, pale, breathless. They're meeting tonight at the old pavilion. It's not about tradition anymore. It's about removing you, reclaiming what's rightfully theirs. The words hit like a punch. This isn't just entitlement, it's a battle for ownership. I fortify the house, install cameras, write a detailed report to the authorities, sleep with one eye open. Next day, I visit the sheriff, show him everything. He can't arrest anyone yet, but promises to talk to the board and admits the HOA has never gone this far before. Later, I catch 3 figures digging a trench near my shed, trying to mark a fence or boundary, make it look established. I fill it in, document everything. As the sun sets, Redcoat appears calm, now says they're filing a historical land use claim. I ask why fight so hard for my house? Her answer is evasive, full of legacy and unity, but I see something else in her eyes, something hidden. Determined to end this, I visit the county clerk again and get into the sealed archives. The truth. The lodge property was always private, bought and sold legally, never a communal site, never recognized as such. The HOA's entire case is a myth. Armed with this, I confront the HOA at their late-night pavilion meeting. Redcoat tries to drown me out, but the clerk himself appears with the original file. He reads aloud, the lodge has never been community property. Neighbors erupt. Some board members try to run, others claim ignorance. Redcoat lunges for the documents but gets blocked. The young man stands by me as the crowd breaks into angry, betrayed groups. Redcoat, defeated, melts into the forest. The mountain breathes again. I walk home under the moon, knowing the war is over, the lies are gone, the truth is back, and the mountain finally belongs to honesty, not fear. So here's my question for you, if you've made it this far. What's justice really, when a whole community believes a lie for so long? Where's the line between tradition and theft? Ever been on either side of that fight? Drop your thoughts down below. Let's hear your story. And hey, if you want more tales of HOA madness, or just some good old-fashioned justice, stick around, hit subscribe, and tell me what would you have done in my boots.